Hi, it's Andy here from IELTS LMS again, and today we're going to talk about using the IELTS LMS Quiz Builder, the test builder, the one that you can see in front of you now. Now, this is what brought me to IELTS LMS and IELTS.business in the first place. I wanted to be able to make quizzes which looked great and were functional and easy to mark and easy to teach with. And I couldn't find anything out there until I came across IELTS LMS. It wasn't for practice tests, for mock tests, as many people use it for, but for me, I wanted to create, it was an IELTS course, but it was a teaching course, Mastering IELTS, a theme-based approach. You may have seen it on our site. And today, I just want to talk about how you can easily make fantastic lessons and assessments for your students with the tools that you've got with your platform. So I'm going to start with the easiest one, is speaking. Is writing. Writing is the easiest one to set up. Speaking is the next easiest, but we'll do that in the next video. So this is my dashboard for IELTS LMS. You've all got hold of this. You've all got access to this, whether you're on Starter, Growth, or Unlimited. And we've got reading, listening, writing, and speaking quizzes. And today I'm going to make a writing quiz. And I was looking around on YouTube this morning for something interesting to do, something that my students might like. And I came across something on slam poetry. Creative writing is a great way to stimulate your students, get them interested in English again, get away from, the very academic side of IELTS and learning, and back into enjoying English. So today we're going to make a quiz and a lesson that you can use in class on slam poetry. So I'm going to create a lesson. First of all, I'm going to show a video which I want the students to summarize. And then I'm going to have another section which allows them to be creative, to write their own slam poem. So to do this, all I need to do is the idea, and I need a YouTube video which explains that idea. And let me show you now how easy this is to do. So I'm in here, I go into quizzes. I've opened this in a new tab just so I can go backwards and forwards all the time. And I add a new quiz. And I give the quiz a title, so I'm going to call this Slam Poem. Let's go with Slam Poem. And I publish that video. Okay. Now, down here I can add sections. Now, I mentioned before I'm going to have two sections for this. And when you add a section here, and it will ask you for a title and add order and timing and so on. Now, this is the most difficult part of this, choosing whether you want to mark as a writing task 1 or writing task 2. Now, all this means is when your students complete the test, complete the writing exercise, I shouldn't keep calling it a test, when they complete the assignment, do you grade it with the task 1 rubric or the task 2 rubric? Now, those rubrics are very similar. They only really vary in the first column. That's task response or task achievement. Task 1 in IELTS is more analytical, and task 2 is more free-form, more creative. So what I'm going to do is my first section is going to be on watching a video and summarizing that video. So I'm going to choose task 1 for that. You can choose anything you like. Section title is going to be summary for me. Task 1 writing. How long? I'm going to give them around about, let's say, 30 minutes to do this task. And section details down here. So here you add all of the section content. And what I want to do is I want them to watch a video. And summarize the main points. Okay, so just some extra information there. You can give students information online or in class if they're in class. Watch the video and summarize the main points. In the next section, you will write your own poem. So try and do this carefully. You should write about 100 words. Okay, give them a limit if you want to. So where's the video? Where do I find that? Well, I've got my video already. I've got a video here on slam poetry, and I'm going to share that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the embed button up here on YouTube. So I'm just going to click that and copy the embed code. Go back to my writing section, and here in the editor you'll see visual and text, and if you go to text, this gives you the HTML side of the editor. Now you don't have to know anything about this except to know this is where you paste your embed code. So I just paste my embed code in there, and if I go back to visual and see what it looks like there. So I've got become a slam poet in 5 steps. I know you can't see this very well at the moment. Let's move this over here. Okay. Watch the video and summarize the main points. I can put in a sample answer down here if I want to. I'm not going to at this stage, but you can do that. And that's your question set up. So it's a summary, and there we go, publish. And that's created the first section of my writing assignment, my writing lesson. Now, after this, I'm going to get them to write their own poem. So I want them to be a bit creative. So I'm going to add a new section here. Your poem. And this is a little bit more creative. So I'm going to get them to, I'm going to assign the task 2 rubric to this. It doesn't really matter. It depends how well you know the rubrics, but that's what I'm going to use for this one. And how long am I going to get them to do that? Maybe let's give them 45 minutes. Okay. And here the just the instructions. So write your, sorry, I can't type, write your own slam poem here. You should write between 5 and 10 lines. Poetry is great. It's very, very difficult to do. So you want to do this with a high level class, probably, or a higher level class. But it's extremely creative, and it's a really good way to find out whether students can be creative with language and whether they understand vocabulary. And remember, in poetry, things don't have to be exactly grammatically correct. Okay, so this is a chance for your students to be creative and have fun with the language. A little bit more fun than doing an IELTS writing task 2. Have fun. Maybe I'll put that in there. Okay. So I could put a sample answer in here. I haven't written my own slam poem, but maybe I could, and I could show my students, or I could give them something to look at later. Okay. Publish. And that's it, really. That's it. This is an interesting and fun and educational video lesson made very, very quickly, and it's going to link back to the progress report. It's going to link back to the rubrics. You're going to be able to see and grade your students' work, and just something a little bit different from IELTS tests. So what does it look like? Let me go back to our writing quizzes. Here's my slam poem. Here I can have a look at it. And here you'll see the video that we put in and the instructions here, so the students can just watch the video.
Don't leave anything out. Tyler sits in this high school workshop, dizzy with where to start. Memories wander in and out of his heart.
This is a nice video, and the video choice is important. So it's easy to summarize because it goes through 5 clear points, but it also gives some examples of slam poetry in between. So it's interesting to watch for your students. The timer starts once they start typing. It says up here, writing task 1. This just tells them which rubric you're going to use, basically. And the next part, once they've finished the summary, they can go on, write your own slam poem. Here you should write between 5 and 10 lines, have fun. So they can take some time to make some notes and so on. The timer doesn't start until they start typing again, obviously. Starts counting down there. And that's really it. After they finish, they submit their answers, and you get to see the results in their progress report. So, don't forget that the IELTS LMS dashboard, the IELTS LMS Quiz Maker, is far more versatile than just used for IELTS practice tests. You can use it to make the most fantastic and interesting lessons which give your students something different. And we call this IELTS, but this can be used for any teachers, any ESL or English teachers. The reading, the listening, the writing and the speaking quizzes can be used in any situation. It doesn't just have to be IELTS. In fact, it's so much more than that. If you have a look at Mastering IELTS, a theme-based approach on our website, this is the course that I wrote, which uses all of the quiz functionality from IELTS LMS, but all sorts of different things as well, video parts and other H5P quizzes, and lots of stuff in there to give you an idea of what you can do with these tools. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Enjoy teaching. It's fun doing something a little bit different. See you next time.